There we go. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily. Sometimes, daily, sometimes not. Sometimes Monday, sometimes Friday, sometimes, a weekend. Give or take. We gotta do this because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, everything is. Right now, Bitcoin is down 1.5% after yesterday being up. How much was it actually pump, at the end of the day? I don't know. Yesterday it was up 2.37%, 3.2 at the most, but it it closed at 2.38. Unfortunately, no change in the trend, and I'm going to show you that. The trend has not changed just yet, and we are still zigzagging towards downside. Also, the bigger trend is not yet broken, but like we said yesterday, it is good pump. It could have started, and as you see in the title right now, and so it begins, or did it begin? Because yesterday we are, kind of sure it's gonna begin. And you also see over here that we are above 10-20 moving average. Just a second, my kid is screaming. Vada. Sorry about that. Life. As you will see, the trend is not broken just yet. We are still in this, majorly downtrend over here. Even this pump over here towards downside did not change anything because we still got a lower low over here. You'll see over here we got some kind of high, we got a lower low, but this over here is bullish engulfing candle, so we're not gonna look at that. But over here we still got high and lower low over here towards downside, so nothing is changed. And if you look at a bigger trend over here, also over here this is engulfing candle, so we are still technically having lower lows all over the place, and the trend is still towards downside. So nothing is broken yet. Everything is slowly pulling towards downside still. But there is definitely good stuff happening on the charts, so we are a little bit optimistic when it comes to what's gonna come very, very soon. I also been looking at the volume down here, and as you see over here we got a line down here on the chart. We got a moving average volume line down here at the bottom, and I was just looking at that a little bit on a bigger time frame over here. And what you're gonna see over here, where is it? Let me just zoom in a little bit over here, something like this, I think. Let me just remove a couple of lines over here. There we go. We are going towards that. Let's go a 3-day time frame over here. I think this is nicer over here. What you're gonna see here, every time we have this extremely low volume, like over here, extremely low volume, or we pump towards upside. Over here we had an extremely low volume, and from that point on we pumped. And right now we are actually pulling back over here, but we still don't have this extreme low volume. And now the volume is very, very low for the move towards upside, so I don't think we are getting lower volume, but it is very, very low. It is very it is going towards downside, and the volume is definitely kind of dying a little bit out over here. You'll also see on this pullback towards downside over here, we pulled down with the volume a little bit, but it did not actually drop that much. Right now it's dropping a little bit heavier towards downside over here, but not that much. But we still don't have these extreme low volume levels. I don't think we're gonna get these extreme low volume levels over here just yet. But the volume is already, majorly been going towards downside. Entirely this consolidation part, it has been going towards downside. Can it go lower? I mean, technically it can, but if you look at it like these candles over here, this is Saturday and Sunday, they're actually very, very low. So right now it's going to be interesting. This is Monday over here. We got a little bit higher volume over here, but overall the volume is going down while we are going towards downside as well. So nothing is actually changed. We're still in consolidation trend. We still got lower lows on the chart. The volume is going down, so it is kind of dying out, and eventually this needs to break and go towards the upside. Let's go over here to this chart over here, and if you remember from yesterday, we've been talking about this channel that broke towards upside. Unfortunately, it is breaking back down again. So over here we actually managed to have a bullish engulfing candle outside of channel towards the upside. Unfortunately failed to break towards the upside up here, and right now pulling back, but we still haven't broken the support down here yet. This is a bull trap up here trying to break towards downside. If this fails to break towards downside, we manage to get back outside of the trend over here, break the resistance level, that's gonna be very, very bullish. But right now again we are still back on the move up here inside the zigzagging channel towards the upside. I'm a little bit unsure whether we're gonna break break towards downside. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think there is a very good chance to just bounce from these levels over here and continue towards upside. This also might be some kind of retest over here. There is some kind of line that goes over here towards downside. So, you know, we gotta see how this actually plays out. But a lot of people got, you know, into fear very quickly on this dump towards downside. It was a quite fast dump. This let's go to 5 minutes time frame over here. 5, 10, 20, like for 20 minutes, straight for 20 minutes we dumped down like, you know, almost 2%. And you can see over here volume up here. A lot of people got, you know, got out of their long positions, got liquidated, stop losses got hit, and so forth. And right now we are trying to, you know, do recovery up here towards the upside. So we're gonna see how this plays out. You know, still very low time frames. Not much can actually tell us. We don't even have on the hourly time frame up here. Up here, you know, we only have 5 minutes left, so maybe we get some kind of doji up here that might actually get us back in the trend towards the upside. But nothing is set in stone. These are very low time frames up here. You know, most important up here right now is this daily time frame. If you look at the daily time frame over here, you'll see the 10-20 moving average is actually broken, and we still have, you know, 16 hours left to see whether we can actually stand above it or not. That said, like we said in the start of the video, we still have lower lows all over the place. This is low, this is low, this over here low. We don't count this because this engulfing candle. We got a low, and we got a still low over here. So we got a, you know, higher lows all over the place, and this is definitely still downtrend. So nothing is actually yet just broken. Now the trend is gonna be broken once we actually break this high up here, because this is a pivot point, this over here is a pivot point, this over here is a pivot point, pivot point. So as soon as one of these pivot points breaks and we get a higher high, that means that the trend is actually changed. So this downtrend over here is gonna be changed once we actually get above a 64,180, give or take. So there is this line over here, and once we actually break above a 64,180 or 60, I think on another exchange it was around 63,993 or something like that. As soon as we actually get above these levels over here towards upside, this is actually when the entire trend actually breaks and change. So we don't have a change in the trend. Everything still looks like it looked like, you know, for 2 months right now. We're still going towards downside. So there is still a lot of zigzagging, a lot of indecision where this is gonna go, and so forth. Bitcoin dominance right today is pulling a little bit more towards downside, but you know, yesterday it actually broke towards upside up here a little bit. And if you look at the Bitcoin dominance on a bigger time frame, like weekly time frame up here, nothing has changed. I mean, still climbing up here towards the upside. We still don't have any kind of you know, break in the trend towards downside or anything like that. So the altcoin season unfortunately not here just yet. Ethereum as well is getting this doji up here on the bottom down here, but you know, still 5 days left. It is holding the support level on these channels, at least if these channels are correct in any way, shape or form. It did hold this bottom down here on the channel. And right now what I'm looking actually when it comes to Ethereum, if you go to Ethereum USDT in some kind of, you know, clean chart, so we can actually draw on that over here, and we're gonna just remove everything over here. I'm just looking at this last part over here, and you'll see this last part is not actually broken just yet as well. So if you just look at this last part over here, and when it comes to Ethereum, I mean, it's not broken just yet. There is a very major support level up here. Are we gonna get some kind of you know, spring up here before we go towards upside, which means that, you know, Bitcoin gets a spring as well and then go towards upside? But the trend is not broken yet. That is the most important part of this video. Nothing is actually broken the trend. We are still in a, you know, consolidation downtrend, and we are still waiting for this breakout towards upside. ETH BTC also going towards downside. I've been looking a little bit more on ETH BTC. I really don't know when this is gonna end. I have you know, every like over here, we, you know, I thought it's gonna go up. You know, double bottom is gonna go up. There was a spring, you know, failed that, tried second half, failed that, went below the support level, rejected up here. Looks like it's gonna go lower over here. So just maybe Ethereum is gonna go even lower than that. And you know, it kind of, you know, for every day that goes, or for every week that goes, I get a little bit more confident that Benjamin Cohen is gonna be right about, you know, Ethereum going even lower towards the downside, while at the same time, you know, the dominance goes up to 60%. So, you know, maybe he's onto something. I don't know. You know, he's a mathematician. I'm not. You know, so there is that. But Bitcoin definitely looking like, you know, it is trying to do something over here. Like this breakdown was very significant over here towards downside inside this liquidity zone, and you can see up here we're trying to hold those levels, but some kind of trend break needs to happen, and we still don't have that yet. So that's a little bit about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And how you guys doing? Van Tem, how you doing, man? Carlos, what's up? Rick, how you doing, man? It has begun. It has maybe, very, very likely begun, maybe. Good morning, Tila. Zigzagging our brains out, still in play. Zigzagging. Not sure what that means, but okay. End is near. End was near, you know, a long time ago, but you know. Hello, how you doing, man? The end is near. Exactly. Liquidity is on the upside. Maybe there is liquidity to upside. Yeah, we can actually also, Vanillas, how you doing, man? We can also look at it like, where is the most liquidity right now? And if we adjust our liquidity box up here, because we actually picked up some of the liquidity. Right now, the liquidity is only below 56K, so this is where the liquidity is. Now, if it comes to the upside, the liquidity is actually up here above these highs up here, especially above this high up here. However high this is going to go towards the upside. I mean, if you want to pick up liquidity for a short, this is where you would pick up liquidity for a short towards downside. On the other hand, if you want to pick up liquidity for long, you know, since this already picked up, you only have this spot over here between 56 and 53 levels to pick up liquidity. I mean, there is definitely, of course, a lot more liquidity picked on the downside, but you know, the closed liquidity is down here. So, and you know, we already pulled back something like 20%. This 16% move towards downside, this 23% move all the way towards downside. So I think right now that, you know, now that we've been pulling down to, you know, a lot over here, there has been a lot of close of the short positions down here at the bottom. So when this was pulling back inside this liquidity zone, there was a lot of, you know, closing of short position. You can see that by this, you know, very, very quick move towards upside. So a lot of people that shorted these stops up here, you know, close their position down here, or maybe they're still closing it. So right now, the way I see it, I don't think people just want to short these levels over here towards the downside. I think they want to go long right now, and I think they're getting ready up here or even lower down here to enter the long positions towards the upside. But if they want to short, it's going to be above, you know, 63 levels, 73 levels up here towards the upside eventually. So I think, right, you know, whoever shorted these stops over here, they're getting out down here at the bottom. You know, they see, you know, support levels are getting hit. I mean, some are still definitely holding the short positions, but I think most people or traders, I think they are closing their short positions and are turning bullish a little bit right now. And we can see that by the curvature up here. We can also see that, but by this, you know, rising channel up here that broke towards upside and so forth, so forth. Fresh update with fresh look. I mean, the fresh look has been here for a while. Now, there is one more thing that I wanted to actually mention today, and that's the Pepe's actually did yesterday something like 20%, if I'm not mistaken. At one point, it did 20% over here. Let me see over here. It went from up here. Yeah, it did 27% move, closed at 13%, and right now it's continuing pumping towards upside. So Pepe is definitely doing very, very nicely over here. And let me see over here. We got a huge divergence up here on the chart. Bearish divergence up here on the chart. I'm a little bit unsure over here. Also, we got a huge divergence on the chart just yet. This 2 weekly time frame over here, as you can see up here. But if this continues pumping towards upside up here, you know, divergence will be avoided. And I was looking a little bit at Pepe up here, and right now, you know, we already have this bottom down here. We already have this bottom over here, and we got a bottom over here. So it's already, and we got one pivot point on the top. So we can technically already draw the channel. And right now the target for Pepe is all the way up here at something like 1490. Let's say up here at 15, give or take right now. So it's like 50% more upside for Pepe up here to hit the channel towards upside. It did pull back. How much did Pepe pull back? 63% on the pullback. So, you know, are we gonna pull back 80%? You know, for whatever reason. I don't see that right now, but it is doing well, and momentum is kind of climbing up here towards the upside again, which is actually very, very nice. Now the variances and stuff like that, I really don't believe in the variances that much without any kind of other indicator and stuff like that, because if this continues pumping up here, you'll see that, you know, the variance will be avoided. And if you look at a little bit of bigger time frame up here, I mean monthly time frame, it looks good, man. It just looks good. So what kind of bear market is this where we are getting higher highs on meme coins? Have a Bitcoin Cash longed 453. How's Bitcoin Cash doing? I have not been looking at Bitcoin Cash in forever, literally forever. Wow, Bitcoin Cash pulled back big time over here, 44% pullback. And right now it's just consolidating. This looks to me like this, you know, long-term consolidation pattern. Goes up here, it goes a little bit up here, it does something like this, and then goes towards the upside. Especially these moves up here. So I think, you know, I mean, the long might over here might be, you know, very, very valid up here towards the upside. Over here, this pattern over here is actually very bearish, but, you know, as long as we can actually hold, maybe it actually can get out of it. I really don't care about Bitcoin Cash. It's one of these forks of Bitcoin that never went anywhere. Some people got rich off it, and that is that. There is no hype, nobody cares about it, and so forth, you know. Elon Musk is not holding any Bitcoin Cash, so I don't care about it, and, you know, there is that. Besides that, you know, is there anything more to talk about? Nah, not anything else. I think we need to wait until tomorrow to see more development on how this is gonna play out. Are we gonna break towards downside over here or not on the daily time frame? Where is this chart up here? And let me just remove this line over here, and let me remove this line over here, and let me add a couple more. So the major levels up here, at least 2 levels right now that I'm looking for, is the breakdown down here below 60.7 and the break up above. Close above is important. Let's say above 64k. So if you can manage to close above 64k, that's gonna break the trend up here. So this downtrend up here is gonna be broken if you can manage to close above 64 on the daily time frame. On the other hand, if you break towards downside up here below 60.7, give or take, we are creating a lower low down here again. So there might come some kind of you know double bottom up here before we actually go again towards upside. So these 2 levels are our most important levels right now to watch for, but you know it's still zigzagging. So we have to buy Doge due to Elon. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have not been following my channel for a while, and I've been saying this for a long time, you know, the CEO of Dogecoin is Elon Musk. You know, the most popular guy in the world. Everybody literally knows his name. You know, 150 million followers on Twitter. You know, when he starts, you know, talking about Dogecoin, you know what's gonna happen. DXY, bullish or bearish? It looks a little bit bearish, at least from the latest development up here. It looks like it's breaking a little bit towards downside. We're still looking, you know, weekly time frames up here, and we are thinking that it might actually break towards downside, which will actually be very good for crypto though, if it does that. Over here, there's a bearish engulfing candle. Still haven't broken the support level down here on the bottom. But this channel is a very, very steep channel towards the upside. Now, if this channel breaks towards the upside up here, it's gonna go just to the moon. But it looks like, you know, over here we went back below the support level up here, below the midline, you know, some more zigzagging over here, and then, you know, breakdown towards the downside where, you know, Bitcoin pumps towards upside. So I'm bearish on DXY long term, because I'm saying long term because this goes from, you know, January 2024, so this is a 6-month development. So I would say, like, you know, 3 more months before this actually breaks towards downside at most. On the other hand, if this breaks for whatever reason towards the upside, it is very, very bad. So there is that Bitcoin Cash. Man, you're not gonna make it if you like Bitcoin Cash. There we go, guys. Just a quick update on what's happening with Dogecoin on Bitcoin. It's a very nice day. Go out, do stuff, you know, enjoy the summer while you can. Euphoria is gonna come. You know, and we good, guys. We good. You know, Bitcoin dominance still haven't broken towards the downside. Ethereum, Bitcoin chart is still haven't exploded towards the upside. This consolidation phase is still consolidating, so some kind of more move towards the downside. Maybe not. I don't know. We're gonna check it out. But you know, overall, we don't feel that, you know, the bull market is done just yet. But it is getting you know, it is quite boring, and it is very good thing that it's boring. We like when stuff is boring. We like that, you know, when a consolidation happen, that they happen for a long periods of time, because it gets so many people out of the market. Just over here at these stops up here, I know a girl, believe it or not, that does, you know, buy a little bit meme coins and stuff like that. So, you know, when we are at some kind of top, she buys. That's my, you know, top signal, euphoria signal. When she starts buying, that's the top. But right now, she's not talking too much about it. And, you know, a lot of people are really discouraged by the entire market. There's been a lot of this is the top, this is the end, blah blah blah. Right now we're going down, you know, it went down to 50, it's pretty much over, it's gonna go to 0, whatever. The whole thing they say, you just wait, you just wait. There is that. And of course, this cannot be the top, because if this is the top, Crypto Savvy is right, and if he's right, then, you know, my whole you know, worldview breaks down, so we can't have that. I missed you, man. Hobbyist, I missed you too, man. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around. You know where to find me. Bye-bye. Where's the outro?